Good morning, you're watching DD India and I'm Preeti. From here we'll get you a special edition of Pariksha Pe Charcha, a special program by the Prime Minister wherein he tries to address the concerns of the children, of the students of the country before the examinations. We'll get you a special edition on that.
आपको तय करना होगा कि जीवन में सफल होना है कि किताबों से सफल होना है।
अपनी मेहनत से तू दुनिया को जीत ले।
एक पर्सनल सवाल पूछूं मैं आप सभी से, क्या आप अपनी हेल्थ
नॉट एवरीथिंग एंड आई थिंक एक माहौल था मेरे स्कूल में एंड जब भी टीचर्स डे का कुछ डांस के लिए प्रैक्टिस करना था या फैशन शो या स्पोर्ट्स डे, I used to get very excited about those things, you know. I think the other thing is मैं बहुत लकी हूँ कि मेरे पेरेंट्स ने मेरे ऊपर ज़्यादा प्रेशर नहीं डाला टू ब्रिंग गुड मार्क्स। तो मैं पेरेंट्स को भी कहना चाहूँगी कि आप अपने बच्चों का जो पोटेंशियल है उसको रियलाइज़ करना बहुत ज़रूरी है। मे बी देयर इंटरेस्ट लाइज इन समथिंग एल्स एंड दैट इज़ ऑल्सो ओके।
कमाल की बात बताइए, एक्स्ट्रा करिकुलर एक्टिविटीज कितनी क्रिटिकल है। हमारे माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी अपने एग्जाम वॉरियर्स किताब में कहते हैं खेलोगे तो खिलोगे।
बिल्कुल।
तो ये खेल का जो है रोल आपकी पर्सनालिटी में भी कैसे आना शुरू हुआ? आपने कब रियलाइज किया कि इट इज हेल्पिंग यू ब्लूम?
इन चीज़ों का जो इम्पोर्टेंस है, जब बच्चे होते हैं हम उसका इम्पोर्टेंस रियलाइज नहीं करते। अब जब मैं बड़ी हुई हूँ, आई थिंक अबाउट, अच्छा मैं अपार्टमेंट में बड़ी हुई, अच्छा मेरे बिल्डिंग में दोस्त थे। सो यू डोंट रियलाइज एज अ चाइल्ड द इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ हैविंग फ्रेंड्स या एक कम्युनिटी में ग्रो अप होना। या सो इट ऑल्सो अलाउड मी टू जस्ट फोकस ऑन अदर थिंग्स एज वेल, टेक माई माइंड ऑफ। कभी कभी हम बहुत स्ट्रेस हो जाते हैं, जैसे मैं मैथ्स में बिल्कुल वीक थी और आज भी हूँ। तो बिफोर द मैथ एग्जाम आई वुड गेट वेरी स्ट्रेस्ड। तो कुछ उस चीज़ से एक छोटा सा ब्रेक लेना, माइंड को रिलैक्स करना एंड देन एड्रेस इट अगेन। समटाइम्स यू जस्ट हैव अ फ्रेश टेक ऑन वट एवर यू आर स्टडिंग, राइट? सो आई थिंक ये सवाल ये है कि स्ट्रेस फील करना बहुत ही नेचुरल चीज़ है। इट्स अ पार्ट ऑफ लाइफ। हाउ वी हैंडल द स्ट्रेस आई थिंक इज़ द इम्पॉर्टेंट थिंग। आज इस प्लेटफॉर्म पे मैं ये भी कहना चाहूँगी कि पेशेंस रखना बहुत ज़रूरी है रिलेटेड टू योर एग्ज़ाम्स। एग्ज़ाम के रिजल्ट्स हो या एग्ज़ाम की जो प्रेपरेशन है। कभी मैं एक चैप्टर खोलती हूँ तो मैं बहुत फ्रस्ट्रेट होती थी कि एक बार पढ़ के मुझे समझ में क्यों नहीं आ रहा ये चीज़।
ये हमारे साथ भी होता है ना।
एंड देन आई रियलाइज्ड काश मैं 10 दिन पहले स्टार्ट करती, काश मैं उसी चैप्टर को 2 और बार पढ़ती, तो मे बी आई वुड हैव बीन स्लाइटली बेटर प्रिपेयर्ड फॉर दैट चैप्टर। और फिर तब बुरा लगता है जब मैं एग्जाम में जाके उसी चैप्टर पे एक सवाल आता है एंड आई एम लाइक अरे यार, काश मैं और थोड़ा प्रिपेयर करती एंड नॉट लास्ट मिनट, काश मैं थोड़ा पहले से प्रिपेयर करती। बट एट द सेम टाइम पेशेंस is an extremely important virtue. I think you can only do what is in your control. हम prepare कर सकते हैं, we can sleep well, we can hydrate well, हम exercise करेंगे, हम meditation करेंगे।
तो अब दीपिका बात करते हैं उस मोमेंट की जब आपको ये रियलाइज हुआ कि शायद मुझे डिप्रेशन।
स्कूल के बाद स्पोर्ट्स के बाद मॉडलिंग के बाद एक्टिंग, और मैं काम करती गई। और एक दिन ऐसे आया 2014 में
जी,
जब एक दिन मैं बेहोश हो गई और कुछ दिनों के बाद रियलाइज़ हुआ कि मुझे डिप्रेशन हुआ था। एक डिप्रेशन एक ऐसी चीज़ है जो हम देख नहीं सकते, एक बहुत ही इनविजिबल चीज़ है। हो सकता है अभी कि हमारे बीच कुछ लोग हैं जो एंग्जाइटी फील कर रहे हैं या डिप्रेशन फील कर रहे हैं और हमको पता भी नहीं चलेगा, बिकॉज ऊपर से मैं स्माइल कर रही हूँ, मैं सबके साथ हाय हेलो बोल रही हूँ।
और ये आपने किसी से शेयर किया?
बहुत टाइम के लिए मैंने किसी के साथ शेयर नहीं किया क्योंकि मैं अकेली रहती थी तब बॉम्बे में। और फिर मेरी मम्मी आई थी बॉम्बे मुझे मिलने और कुछ हफ्ते वो मेरे साथ रह रही थी। और जिस दिन वो लोग जा रहे थे वापस बैंगलोर तो मैं रोने लगी। तो उन्होंने कहा क्या हुआ, किसी ने कुछ कहा, कुछ काम पे कुछ हुआ? एंड आई सेड नहीं, आई डोंट नो व्हाट दिस इज, आई एम जस्ट फीलिंग कम्प्लीटली हेल्पलेस एंड होपलेस एंड मुझे जीना ही नहीं है अब. तो आई वॉज वेरी लकी इन दैट मोमेंट दैट माई मदर रियलाइज्ड और उन्होंने कहा कि एक साइकोलॉजिस्ट को फ़ोन करते हैं. हमारे देश में बहुत स्टिग्मा होता था मेंटल इलनेस को लेकर
मुझे कैसे हो सकता है,
कि मुझे कैसे हो सकता है, या अगर मुझे हुआ भी है तो हम किसी को बताएंगे नहीं. जैसे ही मैं बात करने लगी इस इलनेस के बारे में, आई स्टार्टेड फीलिंग सो फ्री, सो लाइट. और वहाँ से मेरा जर्नी शुरू हुआ मेंटल हेल्थ अवेयरनेस को लेके. डिप्रेशन, एंजाइटी, स्ट्रेस कभी भी किसी को भी हो सकता है. जैसे श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने उनके किताब एग्जाम वॉरियर्स में भी लिखा है, एक्सप्रेस नेवर सप्रेस.
हाँ,
It really takes off a lot of weight off your shoulders. And when you're preparing for exams in particular, you start feeling better. You feel like, अच्छा अब मैं एग्जाम पे मैं फोकस कर सकती हूँ क्योंकि मेरा जो इशू है मैं उसके बारे में मैंने बात किया है. And you're able to just focus and live a healthier, better life.
तो देखो कितनी कमाल की सुपर पावर बता दी, द पावर टू एक्सप्रेस. और उसका नतीजा क्या हुआ, एक ऐसी फाउंडेशन शुरू हो गई जिसके 10 साल हो गए. और इनफैक्ट वी हैव अ वेरी स्पेशल वीडियो. दीपिका, हम चाहते हैं वो वीडियो हम प्ले करें.
Okay.
सेलिब्रेटिंग 10 years of your foundation.
The reason why I chose to speak up, I think.
आप पूछना चाहेंगे?
मेरा क्वेश्चन आपसे ये है कि ऐसी क्या इम्पोर्टेंट चीज़ें हैं जो हम कर सकते हैं हमारी मेंटल हेल्थ को ठीक रखने के लिए.
First of all, I would focus on sleep. स्लीप एक सुपर पावर है जो फ्री में मिलता है. आई थिंक स्लीप इज़ अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट ऑफ गुड मेंटल हेल्थ. एडिक्वेट सनलाइट, बाहर जाना टू गेट सम फ्रेश एयर, टू just get some daylight could help with your mental health. So always reach out for help.
Okay, now we come to the next section where we take questions from international students from CBSE schools abroad.
वर्तमान में जनरेशन Z और अल्फा को जो बढ़ती चुनौतियों का सामना करना पड़ रहा है, उससे संबंधित मेरा यह प्रश्न है कि हम परीक्षा और प्रतिस्पर्धा के भारी दबाव के बीच मानसिक शांति और संतुलन को कैसे बनाए रख सकते हैं.
See again, I think एक दूसरे के साथ compete करना या comparison होना it's a part of life. And again, competition is not bad thing really, but to recognize our strengths and our weaknesses, to focus more on our strengths and to work on our weaknesses is probably the only way to do it. I think as long as you realize and able to recognize कि जो भी whoever we consider competition, right? What can we learn from them? And how can I, what can I do differently? I'm always competing with, I know it sounds like a cliche, but I'm always competing with myself. If I did a particular scene a certain way, अगली बार जाके, set पे जाके, how can I do it differently? How can I do it better?
अपने आप को चैलेंज
अपने आप को चैलेंज करना. That's how I would approach it.
क्या बात है, फैंटास्टिक. अब प्रोग्राम नेक्स्ट लेवल पे जाने वाला है क्योंकि अब दीपिका हमें एक मास्टर क्लास देने वाली है.
मैं एक एक्टिविटी करना चाहूंगी आप सबके साथ. आप सबको एक छोटा सा पेपर और पेन दिया जाएगा. So I want you all to visualize one strength that all of you think you have and write it down. If you think you have more than one strength, please write it. Done. Now I'm going to request all of you to come up one by one and put it up on this board. And I'm going to write mine in the meanwhile. How amazing this activity is that if you actually sit down and think about your strengths and not focus on your weaknesses, you realize there are so many things that you're actually good at. You've said expressing on paper, story writing, providing comfort. And I think that is so amazing, Jui, because very often we're only concerned about how we can express ourselves, अनुभव कुमार ने लिखा है, I believe in myself and leadership. So I think this just goes to show a very simple activity that we literally shift your mind on, okay, what are the things that I'm good at? What are my strengths? And automatically you start feeling like a different person. Did you find this exercise useful? Yes, ma'am. Okay, great.
लेकिन अभी एक प्रॉब्लम है, एग्जाम्स आने वाले हैं, तो कोई ऐसा आप हैक बताएं कि हम प्रेजेंट मोमेंट में।
Okay, it's a very good question. So there's a very interesting game that we can all play, and we can actually do it right now. It's
Awesome.
very, very simple. It's called 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So let's play it as we're doing it right now.
Okay.
5 things that you can see right now. So look around you. There's so many things. What are just any 5 things that you can see? The next will be 4 things that you can touch. You can touch your hand. You can touch your uniform. During an exam, you might have a pen. So 4 things that you can touch. 3 things that you can hear. What can we all hear right now? Your breath, your breathing. Teacher walking up and down. Maybe the shoes. Maybe some birds outside. 2 things that you can smell. And finally, 1 thing that you can taste. All of those things automatically just bring you back in that moment.
Beautiful. अच्छा, अब एक काम करते हैं, इतनी मेहनत दीपिका ने की, तो अब एक वर्ड में I want you guys to thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
आज की सबसे बड़ी टेक्निक यहाँ से सीख करके जा रहा हूँ परीक्षा पे चर्चा कार्यक्रम के माध्यम से। सबसे बड़ा
A special interaction with Deepika Padukone. Now we'll get you other updates that we are following this hour. We'll talk of Prime Minister's visit to Paris, which happened just yesterday. And after the Paris leg of his France visit, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi arrived in the historic French city of Marseille. At the airport, Prime Minister was accorded a guard of honor. During this, French President Emmanuel Macron was also present. Prime Minister is in Marseille to inaugurate a new Consulate General of India with French President Emmanuel Macron. The leaders have a series of engagements planned for Wednesday, including a visit to the Mazag War Cemetery to honor the sacrifice of Indian soldiers who died fighting in the world wars. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi, in a social media post on X, spoke of Marseille and how the city holds special significance in India's quest for freedom. He added that it was here that the great Veer Savarkar attempted a courageous escape. Prime Minister thanked the people of Marseille and the French activists of that time who demanded that Savarkar should not be handed over to British custody. He also spoke about the bravery of Veer Savarkar that continues to inspire generations. Upon his arrival at the hotel in Marseille, Prime Minister Modi received a rousing welcome from the joyous members of the Indian diaspora. The warm reception highlighted the large number of Indian community members who reside in France and are key contributors to the country's development. After participating in the AI Action Summit in Paris, India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed the India-France CEO Forum. In his address, Prime Minister Modi mentioned that by 2047, people of the country have set the goal of making India a developed nation. He invited the CEOs present at the CEO Forum to join in India's journey of development.
भारत के 1.4 बिलियन लोगों ने 2047 तक विकसित भारत का संकल्प लिया है। गवर्नेंस को आगे बढ़ाने के लिए एक हाई लेवल कमिटी फॉर रेगुलेटरी रिफॉर्म्स गठित की है। कस्टम रेट स्ट्रक्चर को रेशनलाइज किया है। अंतर्राष्ट्रीय व्यापार को आसान करने के लिए डिजिटल पब्लिक इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर की मदद से भारत ट्रेड नेट की शुरुआत की जा रही है। ईज ऑफ लिविंग की दिशा में नया सिंप्लीफाइड इनकम टैक्स कोड हम ले आ रहे हैं। नेशनल मैन्युफैक्चरिंग मिशन की घोषणा की है और नए सेक्टर्स जैसे कि इंश्योरेंस सेक्टर को 100% एफडीआई के लिए खोल दिया गया है। इन सब इनिशिएटिव्स को आप जरूर ध्यान से स्टडी करें। मैं आप सबको कहता हूं कि भारत में आने का यही समय है, सही समय है।
On the sidelines of the AI Action Summit in Paris, Prime Minister Narendra Modi met US Vice President J.D. Vance and his Indian origin wife Usha along with their 2 young sons on Tuesday. Prime Minister Modi posted images of the meeting on X, showing him with the Vance family, including their sons Evan and Vivek. The Prime Minister's post read, and I quote, "Had a wonderful meeting with US Vice President J.D. Vance and his family. We had a great conversation on various subjects. Delighted to join them in celebrating the joyous birthday of their son Vivek." Earlier, a video shared by Indian Prime Minister's office showed the Prime Minister was seen holding talks with Vance while his wife watched on. It came soon after Vance's address at the summit, in which he welcomed Prime Minister Modi's positive stance on AI as the co-chair of the conference with France. Israel's Prime Minister has warned Hamas that it will end the ceasefire in Gaza and resume intense fighting if the Palestinian group does not return our hostages by Saturday noon, and I unquote. Up next is a detailed report explaining what each side is saying and how are others reacting. Only 3 weeks into a fragile ceasefire, and Israel and Hamas are already firing accusations and counter-allegations at each other, each blaming the other for souring the deal. The weekly hostage exchange may now be disrupted after Hamas accused Israel of violating the agreement and said it would postpone Saturday's hostage release until further notice. Israel has hit back, with Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu saying late that the Gaza ceasefire will end if Hamas does not release hostages as planned on Saturday.
The decision that I passed unanimously in the cabinet is this: if Hamas does not return our hostages by Saturday noon, the ceasefire will end, and the military will return to intense fighting until Hamas is finally defeated.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu held a meeting with his political and security cabinet on Tuesday, where they discussed the next possible steps.
In light of Hamas' announcement of its decision to violate the agreement and not release our hostages, last night I ordered the military to gather forces inside and around the Gaza Strip. This operation is being carried out at this time. It will be completed in the very near future.
US President Donald Trump has urged Israel to let all hell break out and cancel the ceasefire and hostages deal if Hamas does not return those still being held in Gaza by Saturday.
As far as I'm concerned, if all of the hostages aren't returned by Saturday at 12 o'clock, I think it's an appropriate time. I would say cancel it and all bets are off and let hell break out.
The ongoing political tensions halted trucks carrying aid movement at the Rafah border crossing. Egypt rejected forced displacement in Gaza reconstruction plan and instead offered a comprehensive proposal to rebuild Gaza while ensuring Palestinians remain on their land. Jordan King's sit down with Trump put Abdullah in a delicate situation. While Jordan and the US have historically had strong ties, Trump has repeatedly pressurized Abdullah and his government to accept displaced Palestinians from conflict-torn Gaza. But King Abdullah did not agree to Trump's plan.
I truly believe that with all the challenges that we have in the Middle East, that I finally see somebody that can take us across the finish line to bring stability, peace, and prosperity to all of us in the region. And it is, I think, our collective responsibility in the Middle East to continue to work with you, to support you, to achieve those lofty goals.
Other world leaders also reacted. Lebanon's Prime Minister said the state must be in control of all Lebanese territory days before a deadline to implement the Israel-Hezbollah ceasefire agreement, while Saudi Arabia has denounced extremist Israeli comments advocating the displacement of Palestinians. Bureau Report, DD India. You're watching DD India News Hour. We're heading for a short break. Stay with us.
Timeless, boundless, and infinite. The essence of faith. The soul of Sanatan culture. From the sacred confluence of Prayag, where divinity descends to earth. Witness the grandeur, the devotion, the magic. World's largest cultural and spiritual gathering, with over 450 million devotees expected to attend. Mahakumbh, India's greatest festival of faith. Exclusively on DD India.
Welcome back after the break. You're watching DD India News Hour. The issue adds more fuel to the fire of ongoing discussions on Trump's order to declare Gulf of Mexico to Gulf of America, which also borders Mexico and has always been known by both the governments as Gulf of Mexico. US President Donald Trump's planned 25% tariffs on steel and aluminium imports would pile on top of other levies on Canadian goods, resulting in a total of 50% tariff if threatened duties on all imports from Canada are enacted in March. Governments around the world, including Mexico, Canada and the EU, condemned Trump's metals tariffs and braced for even more levies from the new administration. Mexico's government stressed that the announced tariffs were unfair and unjustified because the US runs a steel and aluminium trade surplus with Mexico. Also, Mexico's steel chamber, Canacero, warned that the US duties would harm the local industry as well as supply chains across North America. It called for retaliatory tariffs on US steel if Mexican exports are not exempted from the duties. Brazil, on its part, said that the country would not engage in a trade war. It said that the government is yet to discuss the US tariffs, but emphasized that Brazil will always be in favor of strengthening free trade and will not take part in any trade war. Japan has requested the US to exempt it from steel and aluminium tariffs, even though Trump has clearly said that no exceptions or exemptions. Trade Minister will make an announcement on Wednesday on the fresh tariff measures being used as grounds for insurance payments if they apply to exports from Japan to the US. Meanwhile, Trump has accepted to give great consideration to Australia's request for an exemption to the steel tariffs due to that country's trade deficit with the US. He noted Australia was one of the few countries with which the United States had a trade surplus. Experts say the tariff hike, which is scheduled to take effect on March 12th, would reverberate across the supply chain, affecting the businesses that rely on the materials. US Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth arrived in Brussels as part of a week-long trip to Germany, Belgium and Poland. During his visit, Hegseth is set to attend a NATO defense ministers meeting in Brussels, where defense spending is expected to be a key focus. According to the Defense Secretary, Hegseth seeks to strengthen deterrence, support for war fighters and advancing national security interests. And now we get to the latest from Mahakumbh, the largest religious congregation in the world. Millions of devotees thronged the ghats of Triveni Sangam in North Indian city of Prayagraj to take the holy dip on the occasion of Magh Purnima today. Magh Purnima is a holy occasion for bathing in the Triveni Sangam, the confluence of rivers Ganga, Yamuna and Saraswati. It is believed that taking a holy dip on this full moon day cleanses the soul, washes away sins and brings blessings from the divine. Since early morning, thousands of devotees have already taken a holy dip at Triveni Sangam and other ghats. Millions more are making their way to the Sangam nose to participate in the sacred ritual. With today's holy dip, the month-long Kalpavas will conclude and nearly 10 lakh Kalpavasis will begin departing from the Mahakumbh. Now, these pilgrims have been fasting, meditating and engaging in prayers since Posh Purnima, marking a period of deep self-discipline and devotion. DD India's Dibendu Mondal files this special report from Mahakumbh, Prayagraj.
This is the heart of spirituality in India, where millions have gathered for Maghi Purnima, an occasion steeped in religious and cultural significance. Pilgrims believe that taking a holy dip on this full moon day cleanses the soul, washes away sins, and brings blessings from the divine. The convergence of the Ganga, Yamuna, and the mythical Saraswati rivers forms the sacred site where faith meets tradition in an awe-inspiring display of devotion. For many, Maghi Purnima marks a time of renewal. The day is symbolic of the deep-rooted belief that spiritual merit is gained through purification of the body and soul. The rituals here reflect a timeless connection between humanity and the divine, carried forward through centuries of faith. With millions pouring into the city, the Uttar Pradesh government has ramped up security measures. The Kumbh Mela is not just a spiritual hub, but also a logistic marvel. Additional security forces have been deployed across the city, with barricades set up to ensure the smooth movement of the masses. In the sprawling Mela grounds, thousands of police officers are managing crowd control while announcements are constantly being made to guide pilgrims through designated routes. The local administration is working round the clock to ensure the safety and well-being of the devotees. Special emphasis is being placed on maintaining law and order, preventing any untoward incidents, and ensuring a safe experience for all. As the Mahakumbh inches closer to its conclusion, this second to last holy dip carries great significance. The faithful believe that the blessings attend on this day will stay with them for the rest of their lives, ushering in peace, prosperity, and spiritual growth.
As millions of devotees from across the country continues to throng the holy city of Prayagraj, the Sangam behind me is preparing for the holy dip tomorrow on the occasion of Maghi Purnima. So is the city of Prayagraj and its security establishment, who have put up strict vigil, not just on the roads but also through the skies. This is Dibendu Mondal from Prayagraj for DD India.
Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath continues to monitor Magh Purnima Snan at Triveni Sangam, Prayagraj from his office. He had already issued several guidelines to officials to ensure smooth passage of the event. State Police has planned special travel arrangements for the day to avoid chaos. To ensure the safety and security of all devotees, a no-vehicle zone has been declared in Prayagraj, with an exception in place for only emergency vehicles. People across India commemorate the birth anniversary of Guru Ravidas on February 12th as Guru Ravidas Jayanti, a revered 15th century saint and poet who played a key role in the Bhakti movement. His teachings emphasize social equality, harmony and justice, inspiring generations. Take a look. Ravidas was a contemporary of the Indian saint Saint Kabir in the 15th century and was also from Varanasi. Ravidas criticized the ritualistic forms of worship. He was immensely respected and revered saint of his time and a key figure of India's Bhakti movement. He stressed on the transience of life and the imminence of death and the importance of true devotion to God. His poems are marked by bold, down-to-earth language and are infused with his true humility and love for God. Guru Granth Sahib, the sacred book of Sikhs, includes many hymns written by Saint Ravidas. Last year, on the occasion of Guru Ravidas' anniversary, Prime Minister Narendra Modi visited his birthplace Varanasi and paid tributes to the great saint. Prime Minister inaugurated the statue of Sant Ravidas near the Banaras Hindu University. He also inaugurated and laid the foundation stone of spiritual tourism development works worth 101 crore rupees. Prior to this event, Prime Minister had offered prayers at the start of the construction of a grand temple and memorial of Sant Ravidas Ji Sagar, Madhya Pradesh.
रविदास जी तो उस भक्ति आंदोलन के महान संत थे जिसने कमजोर और विभाजित हो चुके भारत को नई ऊर्जा दी थी। रविदास जी ने समाज को आजादी का महत्व भी बताया था और सामाजिक विभाजन को भी पाटने का काम किया।
Even today, the teachings of Sant Ravidas remain as relevant and important for the welfare and upliftment of all sections of the society. He stressed and proved that a man does not become great on the basis of his birth and occupation, but through his conduct and behavior. His life and teachings are relevant and continue to guide every strata of the society, even today. Bureau Report, DD India. President of India Draupadi Murmu has extended greetings on the birth anniversary of Guru Ravidas. In a message, the President has said, and I quote her, Guru Ravidas Ji was a great Indian saint who gave the message of unity and brotherhood to all through his writings. His soulful poetry transcends the barriers of caste and religion and motivates entire humanity. The life of Sant Ravidas Ji is a source of inspiration for all sections of the society. On this occasion, let us imbibe his message of devotion, compassion and selfless service, make it part of our lives and contribute to the making of an inclusive society and a developed nation. Mahant Satyendra Das, the chief priest of the Ram Janmabhoomi temple in India's holy city of Ayodhya, passed away at a hospital on Wednesday. After suffering a brain stroke, the 85-year-old priest had been admitted to Lucknow earlier this month. The hospital reported that he was placed in high dependency unit of the neurology ward on February 3rd in critical condition. Das had been the head priest since the age of 20, overseeing the temple. A short break ahead. You're watching DD India News Hour. Stay with us.
Prasar Bharati, in collaboration with IIT Delhi and Software Technology Parks of India, is organizing the DD Robocon 2025 this year as well. In this National Robotics Championship, engineering students will get ample opportunities to showcase their ingenuity and potential. The national selection for this championship will be held on the 12th and 13th of July, and the winning team will get an opportunity to participate in the International ABU Robocon Championship to be held in Mongolia in August this year. So, hurry up! The last date of registration is the 16th of February. For more information, log on to www.ddrobocon.iitd.ac.in.
Welcome back after the break. You're watching DD India News Hour, and now let's get to updates from the world of sports. India will clash with England in the third and final ODI at Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad on Wednesday. India will be aiming for a whitewash after winning the first and second ODI comfortably, while England will be looking to avoid a clean sweep and take some momentum into the upcoming Champions Trophy. This is the last ODI match for both the teams before the Champions Trophy, which is set to begin on February 19th. BCCI on Tuesday confirmed that Indian pace spearhead Jasprit Bumrah has been ruled out of India's squad for the Champions Trophy 2025. Bumrah's absence leaves a major gap in India's pace attack, as he has been a key performer in the team's bowling lineup. The 31-year-old has been out of action since the final innings of the last Test match of the Border Gavaskar Trophy, where he was not able to bowl due to a back issue. The 23-year-old pacer Harshit Rana was named as Bumrah's replacement in the final 15-man squad. In another selection twist, young opener Yashasvi Jaiswal was also left out of the final squad, with 33-year-old mystery spinner Varun Chakravarti being named in his place. World champion D. Gukesh played out a hard-fought draw with America's Hikaru Nakamura in the first game of the 5th to 8th place playoffs in the Freestyle Grand Slam chess in Germany on Tuesday. After losing the quarterfinal against American Fabiano Caruana for 0-2, Gukesh was back to his confident self against Nakamura. Both opted to shake hands after 59 moves, the longest match on day 5. It was the second time the 18-year-old Indian Grandmaster held Nakamura to a draw in the ongoing event. The two stars had earlier opted to shake hands after 38 moves during the round-robin stage of the tournament, in which matches had been played in the rapid format. 21-year-old Animesh Kujur sprinted to 100 meters gold at the National Games, clocking 10.28 seconds. His timing equaled Amlan Borgohain's record. In an exclusive chat with DD India's correspondent Gaurav Kumar, he highlighted the growing potential of Indian sprinters. Let's listen in.
We have with us Odisha rising star Animesh Kujur. Animesh, lots of congratulations for winning gold medal in both 100 meters and in 4x100 relay. What will you say about this achievement?
Actually, this was my third national games, and in first national game I didn't got any medal. I was semi out in my event, and in second national game I came third in 200 meter. And this was first time when I participated in 100 meter and I won gold.
You have equaled the Amlan Borgohain record of national 10.28, which he created in Gujarat. What you will say about it?
I didn't prepare for 10.2, like this time I prepared for 10 flat and all, but yeah, it's okay. This time I did 10.2. I'm happy with this timing. This timing was also a good timing. Yeah.
What do you like to say about these type of platform where every athletes come from various states?
This was the platform where you have chance to participate with all the top athletes of India. Like this time we participated with top 16 in our event. So I'm happy that I maintained my rank, because last year I was first in both 100 and 200. So I'm happy that I'm able to maintain that position, first rank. Yeah.
What do you like to say about the Uttarakhand sports infrastructure?
Whatever accommodation Uttarakhand government gave for everything, like for officials and for athletes, for everyone. This was a very fantastic arrangement. Everything they did very nice, and I want to thank Uttarakhand government for providing such a nice facility.
This is Animesh Kujur, who is saying that he wants to break his own record, but he's very much confident about his performance. With cameraman Uttam Singh, this is Gaurav Kumar reporting from Dehradun, Uttarakhand, DD India.
As the host of the 38th National Games, Uttarakhand has delivered a standout performance. Athletes have excelled in modern pentathlon, canoeing and kayaking, making their presence felt on the national stage. This success stems from the state government's commitment to sports. Watch this exclusive report by our correspondent Narayan Singh.
Like a climber reaching new heights, Uttarakhand is scaling up India's sporting landscape. As the host of the 38th National Games, the state has delivered an impressive performance, excelling in modern pentathlon, canoeing and kayaking, boxing and taekwondo. It all started with A. Chom Tapas winning the first gold medal for Uttarakhand, setting the tone for the state's success.
The state, it motivates all the youngsters to take part in the sports and to live their healthier life.
This success is no accident. The state government has built world-class infrastructure, providing athletes with top-tier facilities. Players have praised these efforts, crediting them for their strong performances.
By seeing the performance of Uttarakhand player, I am very happy because Uttarakhand government has given us a lot of things. They has provided us all the facilities. Uttarakhand has been in the top 10 states in the table, and the performance of players is being improving.
The support which government gave us was unbelievable. First of all, I would like to thank our CM Shri Pushkar Singh Dhami and our sports minister Rekha Arya ji. They have given us 3 camps, each camp of 15 days, which was taken by international coaches.
Investment in training, expert coaching, sports science and modern equipment has transformed the sporting landscape. With improved facilities and growing confidence, Uttarakhand is no longer just a participant, it is a rising force.
Uttarakhand's journey in sports has only just begun. With strong foundation in place and a growing pool of talented athletes, the state is poised for even greater achievements. Continued investment and dedication will only fuel its rise. If this momentum persists, Uttarakhand will not just compete but lead the way in shaping India's sporting future. With camera person Uttam, Narayan Singh, DD India, Dehradun.
At India's National Games in Uttarakhand, 3 girls from a small town in the neighbouring state of Uttar Pradesh made history. Anushka won the gold, Tanya claimed silver and Nandini took bronze medal in the women's hammer throw. Their journey began at Sri Krishna Inter College in Balyani, a ground that has nurtured many international athletes. Here's an exclusive report by DD India's Narayan Singh on how athletes hailing from rural India are gaining recognition in various sporting disciplines. Take a look.
In a historic feat at the National Games, 3 girls from Baghpat in Uttar Pradesh dominated in women's hammer throw event. Anushka clinched gold, Tanya took silver and Nandini secured bronze medal. Their journey began at Sri Krishna Inter College Balyani, a training ground that has produced several international athletes. Their success reflects a larger shift in Indian sports. Small towns and villages, once overlooked, are now producing champions. Athletes like Neeraj Chopra from Khandra and Mirabai Chanu from Nongpur Kangshing have shown that talent thrives beyond metros.
मैं बहुत ज़्यादा खुश हूँ आज इसलिए क्योंकि मेरा गोल्ड आया इसलिए भी खुश हूँ मेरे पापा मुझे कराते हैं यहाँ तक पहुँचाई मेरे पापा ने तो इसलिए बहुत ज़्यादा खुश हूँ आज मैं
यहाँ पे इतनी अच्छी हमें फैसिलिटीज़ दी गई है हमें सिंगल रूम भी प्रोवाइड किया गया है हमारा डाइट का भी इतना अच्छा यहाँ पे है कि सब खाने का रहने का सब गवर्नमेंट के द्वारा इतना अच्छा है तो अभी ये लगता है कि इतना सपोर्ट स्पोर्ट्स में अगर पहले से मिलता तो पहले मेडल आने शुरू हो जाते लेकिन अभी आ रहे हैं.
Government initiatives have played a major role. Khelo India, TOPS and state-run academies provide financial aid, coaching and infrastructure. More stadiums and training centers are coming up in rural areas.
तो सबसे बड़ी खुशी की बात ये है तीनों बेटी हमारी बागपत के श्री कृष्णा इंटर कॉलेज बाल्यानी के ग्राउंड की छात्रा हैं बस ऐसे ही सिंपल ग्राउंड है और उसी में बच्चे मेहनत करते हैं और वहाँ पे बाहर के बच्चे भी प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं अब इनको देख देख के दूर के बच्चे भी वहाँ पे आने लगे हैं प्रैक्टिस के लिए.
India's sporting rise is no longer confined to big cities. Small towns and villages are now at the heart of the nation's success story. With government initiatives and a growing sports culture, young athletes from remote areas are finding the platform they deserve.
Their journey is not just about winning medals, it's about breaking barriers, redefining possibilities, and inspiring future generations. As India strengthens its sports ecosystem, the dream of becoming a global sporting powerhouse no longer seems distant. The next Olympic and world champions may well emerge from the very fields where today's rising stars first picked up their sport. With camera person Uttam, Narayan Singh, DD India, Dehradun.
All right, that's it in this edition of DD India News Hour. But let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those of you on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on the DD India mobile app. Now, this app is available on both Android and iOS platforms, and you can download the respective QR codes. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Preeti Kaur signing off, and from all of us in Delhi, thanks for watching DD India News Hour.